fat rip from my fucking vape pen. God damn. Anyways, welcome to the 14th motherfucking episode of the Bull Session motherfucking podcast, everyone. I'm your host, PlutoCoffins, and let's get this shit rolling, because holy shit has there been a lot of fucking news since I last posted anything on YouTube. First things first, my own personal bullshit, right? My fucking Tumblr, zoom in on it, was terminated. Fucking shame, dude. They fucking said I was spamming my videos. At first, they didn't even give me a reason. I emailed them because my fucking Tumblr wasn't working for about, 3 days. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Try logging on the actual website, as you can see. Website instead of the app. And it says I had been terminated. So, obviously, I'm going to link my new Tumblr in the description. And I don't think I was spamming my videos. In fact, this ban came shortly after the Trump bans, which I'll get into later. But yeah, my Tumblr was banned for spamming, even though I posted 5 links a day, 1 link per video on my YouTube channel, 99 links in total. I got up to 90 videos on there, but I did 5 links a day, because I was trying to make my Tumblr page, my Tumblr YouTube page. You use Tumblr, oh, PlutoCoffins has a new video, click. That's not bad, that's not spamming, right? At least I don't think it is. Anyways, that happened, so my new Tumblr is in the description. It's PlutoCoffins666, I believe. But anyways, before we get into Trump, there's so much to cover about Trump. Let's talk about Biden real quick. Joe Biden's given every American $1,400. Everyone's like, yay, money, woohoo! Yes, correct. But also at the same time, you gotta remember, 2 months ago, they fucking had a bill for $2,000 and they didn't pass it, and we got $600 instead. So, $1,400 plus $600, that's $2,000. We got the old bill a few months ago. That's all we're going to get. And it's not even for sure we're going to get $1,400 yet. It's Joe Biden wants to give every American $1,400. Also, on the topic of Joe Biden has a Twitter account. I thought this was weird, but he has a Twitter account just for the inauguration. Specifically for the inauguration. Maybe that happens every election cycle. I'm not sure. I've never seen it, but I thought that was weird to have a Twitter account just specifically for an inauguration. That's odd. I mean, I get with all another news topic that we haven't talked about yet, the riots, but with all the riots and shit going on, that were going on in D.C., I mean, I don't get it still. I don't see why a Twitter account makes your fucking presidency official. And I agree that Joe Biden won the election. I'm just saying I don't see how a Twitter account is it's official, you know what I mean? The Twitter account don't mean shit. It just doesn't mean shit. But yeah, on January 6th, there was riots that erupted in D.C. Initially it was protests, but then they stormed the Capitol building. Senators were running around looking for places to hide, ducking and shit. Cops were running away from rioters. It was truly an amazing sight to see. Something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, certainly, but it happened, and it was awesome. I don't agree with their cause, because Joe Biden won the election and Donald Trump lost, so I don't agree with their cause at all. But I love seeing senators run away, and I love seeing cops run away, and I love seeing people of power put in their place. That being said, the reason why they did that shit is utter bullshit. It was a diet coup, as I keep hearing on Twitter and shit. But because of those riots, whenever Donald Trump, the president, whenever that shit was happening, he released a video message on Twitter. We're going to look at it later. But he was basically like, let's keep the peace. But he also released several tweets. He covered his ass whenever he released these tweets, as we'll get into. But some of them were rather colorful. Some of these tweets were rather colorful. And so he was impeached for the second time. A historic precedent for a president to be impeached twice. Donald Trump got impeached twice because he incited the riots, essentially, is what they're saying. Now, I don't agree with it. I'd say, with looking at the tweets, which we're going to get into, you gotta let him go. But, yeah, they are trying to get him with inciting the violence of those riots that occurred. Trump has also been banned from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. because of his comments on Twitter and various social media sites. Now, I don't agree with that at all. He's the fucking president. And the tweets that we'll read them, but the tweets that he made, I don't think, like, he covered his ass. Like, some of them are colorful, and I agree they're colorful, but he covered his ass in a fucking court of law. You're not going to get him for that shit, right? So I don't agree that they banned all of these social media platforms, and honestly, it takes away the president's free speech. That's fucking ridiculous. Now, I know everyone in the comments are gonna, oh, it's fucking Facebook and shit, and it's YouTube, and it's Twitter. Those are private companies. That's not fucking, that's not government shit. They're not really banning free speech. No, you're right. It's not a legal free speech issue, but it's the principle of free speech, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with these bans that Trump has had on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And also, the PGA. The PGA canceled Trump's big golf tournament that was coming up. So that's got to be a big blow to Trump, considering how much he loves golf. And on top of that, Deutsche Bank and various German banks that do a lot of business with Trump are now abandoning him, and they're not doing business with Donald Trump anymore after these riots. And Trump made a statement, I'm not sure if it was on Twitter or whatever, but he made a statement about, like, let's praise the strong Republicans, the Republicans that agree with him, but let's praise the weak Republicans a little less. And he made that around the time of the riots. So a lot of Republicans hate Donald Trump right now. He has almost no allies in Washington. He's losing the banks. He lost his golf tournament. He can't post anything on social media. Donald Trump is fucked. He is absolutely fucked. And a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, he looked like the main front runner for the fucking 2024 election. Not no more, motherfucker. And not no more. Now it looks like he isn't even going to run, which we will get into an article about that later. But now it looks like he ain't going to run. And even if he does, he has, 30%, 25% of the American population that will undoubtedly vote for him. But he's going to have a lot more, we'll get into the article later, but he's going to have trouble running in 2024, especially with the impeachment, because if he gets impeached, he can never run for office again. If they invoke the 14th Amendment, he can never fucking run for office again. If they invoke the 25th Amendment, he can never run for office again. And those are ideas that have been floating around. They tried to invoke the 25th Amendment, and it didn't work, because Mike Pence said no. But the 14th Amendment, maybe. So he might not be able to run in 2024, or he just might not run in 2024 because he knows he'll lose or some shit, right? Anyways, let's get into the riots. Let's watch this fucking video.
Tonight, the crisis at the Capitol. Supporters of President Trump stormed the complex. The angry mob burst through barricades and police while Congress was in session. One person has died and multiple injuries have been reported.
A curfew now in effect in Washington, D.C. until 6 a.m. And right now, Congress has resumed counting Electoral College votes after being escorted in by armed guards.
Look at those fucking armed guards, dude. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Marie.
Change from the violent clashes hours ago with rioters scaling walls, breaking and climbing through windows to get inside the Capitol. Lawmakers in lockdown for hours, some seen wearing gas masks inside the chambers and hiding under seats.
CBS 2's Dick Brennan here now with the very latest. What a day, Dick.
What a day, Maurice and Christine. You know, an attack on the Capitol is almost unthinkable, but it played out in front of America today. Order has been restored, but it almost seems like the soul of our democracy has been shaken.
Order had been restored for a little bit, but while we're on the topic of the riots, I've heard plans of in every capital in America, in my case that would be Springfield, Illinois, they are going to have protests during Inauguration Day, which is, this will probably be posted late the 18th or early the 19th, so maybe around midnight to the 19th. But, yeah, there's going to be protests in like a day, like all over America, every 50 states, every capital, and they are considering bringing guns. Let me preface this by saying I would be a hypocrite if I said, oh no, don't do that, oh oh my God, rioting, ooh. Because just 6-7 months ago, I said that the riots in Michigan or whatever it was a good thing. I like the government being put in their place every now and then. So I gotta go with the same fucking shit here. And again, I like seeing the government put in their place. You saw it. Fucking senators ducking and hiding. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? It's badass, in my opinion. I don't agree with their cause this time around. However, I like seeing the chaos unfold. That being said, why are you bringing guns to protests? Don't call them protests. Call them riots. You're gonna bring guns to it, and you know you're gonna use them and shit. Why are you bringing guns to a protest, right? Call it what it is. You're going to bring guns to something, call it a riot. Because if you're going to bring guns to something and you're going to use them, chaos will unfold. And it will be a glorious sight to see, won't it? But, maybe not for everyone. But for little sociopaths like me, it's definitely a sight to see whenever the government gets put in their place. That being said, I won't be participating. So, to any of you feds listening into me, go fuck yourself. But yeah, why are you bringing guns to protests? Look at the amount of people just storming in there like, we own this fucking bitch.
Protesters stormed the Capitol not long after Congress gathered to count
fucking climbing ropes and shit.
The electoral votes of the presidential race. Inside, police were faced with hand-to-hand combat. The mob blew through doors.
That's badass. I love seeing the fucking, like, there's videos on TikTok I'll watch of, like, fucking police brawling with people, like, actually fighting them, and then they'll get their ass whooped. I love that shit. I love seeing cops. I really love seeing cops get hit in the face. Honestly. It's my honest, there's kind of a political reason behind it, but also I kind of just fucking hate cops, like, in general. Like, there are nice cops out there and everything. Like, I don't want to see any harm come to the cops. Like, I do know some cops personally that I would not want to see harm come to. But for some cops out there, I would love to see them fucking hit in the face, smash with a brick, you know. I would love to see that shit happen. I'm not gonna do it, though, so to you feds listening, go fuck yourself.
As members of Congress dove to the floors of their chamber, it was barricaded with furniture, and authorities were seen with guns drawn to hold back the protesters.
We did hear what appeared to be a gunshot in the distance. It was some kind of loud bang. And
that is also awesome.
There was just kind of general commotion. I think that, like, as soon as that door started getting knocked, everyone, the members, their staff, completed.
Anyways, you get the fucking point. Let's move on to some articles. The second impeachment of Donald Trump. Let's talk about this for a minute. The second impeachment of Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, occurred on January 13th, 2021. This next fact, 1 week before his term was due to expire. That's crazy. 1 week before he was fucking due to expire, and they're impeaching him again. That's crazy. Crazy. Trump's impeachment by the House of Representatives of the 117th U.S. Congress came after his attempts to overturn the 2020 United States presidential election. The adopted article of incitement of insurrection, that's what it's called. Incitement of insurrection is what he's being charged, I guess you would call it with, cited his January 2nd phone call with Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Refsbinger, and alleged that Trump had incited the storming of the United States Capitol on January 6th. He is the only U.S. president and holder of any federal office to have been impeached twice, having previously been impeached in December 2019 for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. So yeah, historic shit. And the Senate votes tomorrow, January 19th, or today by the time this video comes out probably. So we'll find out what happens then. I guess we have more articles to read. Let's look at what Trump said. Capitol riots did Trump's words at rally incite violence. Oh yeah, I'm retarded. I wanted to show you this video real quick before we get into the riots, or what he actually said, because he had this video post.
Trump tweeted a video message to the protesters.
We had an election that was stolen from us. but you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. We love you. You're very special.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy also urged...
I like how he has to, like, calm them down by being like, we love you. You're so special. You need to quit what you're doing in Law and Order and all that shit. Law and Order. But fucking, you're so special and we love you so much. It's like they're fucking babies. Like, you're so special, honey. Go fuck yourself. Don't talk to him like that.
An end to the unrest.
He also said something else further in the video.
Assault on our democracy.
That we were supposed to be the torch for the rest of the world.
Earlier in the day, the president had urged supporters to march to the Capitol.
It is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. You'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing.
President-elect Joe Biden spoke.
And because of these riots in D.C., there will be 20,000 armed troops in D.C. during the inauguration. That's also crazy. 20,000 armed troops in D.C. just to make sure the inauguration goes smoothly. The inauguration of a fairly elected U.S. president. That's crazy in my opinion. Anyways, back to the articles. He said, we won this election and we won it by a landslide. You didn't, but you're allowed to say that with free speech and shit, right? And also not too colorful of a conversation. Or of a tweet. We will stop the steal. Again, not too colorful of a tweet. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. Again, in a court of law, you're talking about stopping the steal. Like, nothing there. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. That one's a colorful fucking statement, if you ask me. That one is a colorful motherfucking statement. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. That one's a little more colorful, but again, court of law, I think he gets away with it. Peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Nothing there. We are going to the Capitol. That one's a colorful motherfucking statement again. But again, court of law, we're going to the Capitol to protest. Right? Nothing there. So again, I don't agree with these tweets being taken down. I don't agree with them being banned. And I don't agree with the impeachment. But anyways, with all that being said about me not thinking the impeachment, like, he's going to get away from it and all that. And then, like, he really didn't incite violence on the Capitol. I don't think he did. I can see I can see what he was going for. He was probably trying to go for, like, them to get violent and shit. But, like, in a court of law, he would get away from that. There's not enough there. There's not enough for him to stick. Except for the fact that he pissed off a whole shitload of Republicans. And those are the ones who are voting. Those are the ones who are going to vote to impeach him. Right? So there's a chance that he might get impeached. In a court of law, I don't think it would happen. In the U.S. Senate, maybe. It already happened in Congress, so in the U.S. Senate, like, come on, with them hating him as much as they hate him right now, there's a chance that we might see an impeachment in our fucking lifetime. That is crazy. That's absolutely insane. It gets my fucking dick hard. Anyways, the next article is from Politico. It's about him running in 2024. Trump allies warn him not to run in 2024. Weeks ago, he seemed like the clear frontrunner. He really did. Now, Republicans blame him for inciting riots at the Capitol, and his 2024 prospects are in doubt. Alright. Look at this. Look at this man. Lost everything he had. He was going to have a TV channel. He just posts Trump videos all day. And he was going to run in 2024, and honestly, if it was Trump versus Biden in 2024, like, Trump would clearly win the primary, like, a few weeks ago. Like, with everything. If he would have just kept his mouth shut. But if it was Biden versus Trump in 2024, you're damn right Trump's gonna win in 2024. I don't like Trump. I hate Trump. I don't like Biden either. But I'm a liberal, and I really fucking hate Trump. But, like, let's be real. He would have won. He would have won against Biden in 2024 because you had 4 years of Biden and everybody would have been sick of Biden, so they would have voted for Trump. Anyways, after he lost his re-election bid in November, Donald Trump immediately told allies he planned to run for president again in 2024, preparing to announce as soon as Inauguration Day. He began backing off of the idea after learning that running would require him to release a new round of financial documents that would make him vulnerable to his ongoing criminal and civil investigations and lawsuits, according to 2 Republicans close to Trump. Then came last week. A growing number of Republicans hold Trump responsible for inciting the deadly riots inside the U.S. Capitol Wednesday. The clashes came an hour after they blamed Trump for a pair of losses in Georgia that will leave the Senate in Democratic control. In interviews, more than half a dozen Republicans had supported or worked for Trump say the president isn't likely to run again, though he may tease it if Trump changes his mind and chooses to run. Some say they would urge him not to, while others hoped he'd be talked out of it. I think nothing is going to happen, said a Trump friend. He won't be around in 2024. He's not going to run. He's going to fuck around and he's going to say he's going to run. He'll tease. I don't think he's ever going to say I won't run. He just won't run. He kind of sounds like Trump, like his Trump's friend kind of sounds like Trump. So maybe they had like Trump, like they were actually talking to Trump and he said, I'm a Trump friend. I won't run. He just won't run. Right? Because the repeating sentences is something that Trump's known for. So yeah, Trump probably won't run again in 2024 because of his lawsuits, his investigations, the fact that every fucking Republican in Washington hates him. And he's losing banks in Germany, he lost his golf tournament, and he can't post anything on social media. Trump's fucked. Bye-bye, Trump. That seems to be the word of the day. Alright, enough of this Trump bullshit. Let's get on to at least one video not related to politics. Of course, an ad.
The best flavors to help you crush your wellness routine over and over again.
Another ad, hooray!
I have a...
Alright, before we get on to this video, this is the Dave Cullen Show on YouTube, Anti-SJW YouTube. I'm an Anti-SJW YouTuber. But this video in particular kind of just grinds my gears a little bit. It's called Family Guy Destroys Political Correctness and Millennial Internet Culture by the Dave Cullen Show. He's some fucking redhead without a soul. And, he makes garbage content like this. I've seen a few of his videos. He's honestly like a rather rational and reasonable person most of the time. However, he makes videos like this one that is I think this is his most popular video, but it's got like 1.6 million views. Yes, I'm a little jealous that this piece of shit garbage content has that much views. However, we're going to go through it, and I'm going to show you exactly why I think this fucking video in particular is fucking garbage, and people who are anti-SJWs and they produce content like this clickbait fucking nonsense, they can go fuck themselves because they aren't adding anything to any conversation ever.
A lot of respect for Seth MacFarlane. I think he's a fantastic writer and one of the few classical liberals in Hollywood who is willing to call out both sides of the political aisle.
Sucking Seth MacFarlane's dick.
He's not afraid to punch left and criticize the dominant cultural paradigm. Family Guy has always been a hilarious show, but recently it's become even more culturally relevant, with commentaries on the absurdity of political...
Family Guy was a hilarious show, seasons 1 through 10. After that, and especially around when Brian died, the show really fucking fell off and it started sucking dick. And occasionally, they will release a golden turd of an episode. The one he is talking about is such golden turd. It's an alright episode. It's not the best I've ever seen. It's okay for a new Family Guy episode, right? That being said, your video absolutely ruined the episode, because all I can think about when I watch the episode is you hyper-analyzing every fucking joke. Also, talking about Family Guy and its political affiliations, Family Guy is not this fucking political masterpiece of a show where they fucking make political points all the time and the whole show is about, woke bullshit. Family Guy is not fucking woke bullshit. If you want that kind of show, look at the early seasons of South Park. You'll find relatively what you're looking for. Even today, South Park will fucking come out with episodes that are more politically relevant than anything Family Guy has to offer. So again, you're just sucking Seth MacFarlane's dick. You're sucking Family Guy's dick. Go fuck yourself.
Correctness, social justice warriors, millennials, and social media outrage culture and internet witch hunts. There's no denying that even the most ardent progressive would be hard-pressed to not see the humour and stupidity in their ideology when satirized in this way. There's no better way of intelligently making arguments against PC nonsense than...
Now he's got to explain how comedy works. Like, people don't know who the fuck George Carlin and Bill Hicks is. Right? George Carlin and Bill Hicks made political commentaries and their comedy routine all the fucking time. Like, people aren't retarded. Maybe the 1.6 million people that watch your fucking video are retarded. But, for the most part, people aren't fucking retarded and they get that comedy. Like, using a joke can have a point to it.
Using comedy to expose its hypocrisy and how massively uncool it is. Here's a few recent brilliant examples from the show.
Welcome to Boop. As our name suggests, our mainframe connects to and powers virtually every server on the globe.
I absolutely love that. As our name suggests. And then he talks about how Boop is a massive internet mainframe. This is a piss take on how so many modern tech companies and startups have weird, quirky, nonsensical names that have no meaning and no connection to what the company does. One such example would be Uber. What?
I really love that joke, as he suggests, like, the name has really no meaning to it, but it's a funny fucking, like, Boop name, right? And that, like, it really doesn't connotate anything, but he says, as our name suggests, people get it, you stupid motherfucker, you don't need to fucking explain a goddamn joke, we get it, you don't need to fucking hyperanalyze a fucking joke in Family Guy, you stupid motherfucker.
What has that name got to do with peer-to-peer ride sharing?
Without Boop, there is no internet.
Where's your nearest bathroom?
Gender fluid?
Yes, there will be a lot of that.
This is a quirk about how fucking trans people want to have bathrooms.
The next
Fuck you.
segment is a very cutting commentary on SJW millennials, especially the attitude of self-righteousness and moral superiority, as well as the intolerance of diversity of opinion and anyone who opposes current...
Also, I'd like to point out that, like, millennials and SJWs are not the same thing. I'm a millennial, and I talk like a fucking sailor. And I'm not an SJW, I'm an anti-SJW. Watch some of my fucking videos, why don't you? But, an SJW, yeah, they can be millennials, but there's SJWs that are, like, fucking 50 years old. It's not one and the same fucking term. There's baby boomers that are fucking SJWs. There's Gen X's that are fucking SJWs. An age group doesn't define a fucking political belief.
Aggressive trends.
Millennials crave things like instant gratification, authentic experiences, and for some reason we haven't figured out yet, improv comedy.
This perfectly crystallizes the kind of social media narcissism of today. How people want to present an idealized version of themselves to the world through their status updates, pictures.
Yes, we get that whole presentation that dude just had was about how social media plays too much of a pivotal role in our society these days. We get the joke, Dave Cullen. We really do.
TV shows she found offensive.
Yep, that sounds like a modern, easily triggered special...
God damn it.
Here's another
I fast-forwarded too much.
who single-handedly started the hashtags that canceled 12 network TV shows she found offensive.
Yep, that sounds...
And that's a quirk about cancel culture. Let me guess before you continue on, Dave Cullen. Is it, though? I need you to tell me. I'm not smart enough to know. Is that about cancel culture, Dave Cullen?
Like a modern, easily triggered special snowflake feminist, all right. I wonder when the heads of major entertainment corporations will finally learn that just because an angry Twitter mob tweets at you endlessly about how you've offended their delicate sensibilities, that is not justification for changing or cancelling your TV shows. I'm reminded of the calls by feminists to cancel Colbert a few years ago. Not that I'm a fan of Colbert or anything. Or a more recent example.
Not that I'm a fan of Colbert or anything. Honestly, Stephen Colbert's old show where he fucking played that Republican, like, shit, wasn't too bad. I liked it. Liked it a lot. Even his new shit on Late Night or whatever the fuck he's on. It's alright. It's decent. Better than some hosts. Better than Jimmy Fallon, that's for damn sure. But yeah. Also, while we're on the top of cancel culture, I would like to point out I don't agree with cancel culture. I think it's utter nonsense and bullshit. The fact that you can take something that someone tweeted 10 years ago and use it to destroy what career they have for them right now is horrible, terrible. Aside from like rape and murder, which in that case legal proceedings, and obviously you're gonna get your fucking show canceled if you rape someone. That's different. Taking something that someone said, a joke or whatever, from 10 years ago and using it to destroy their lives now is horrible. It's horrible. That being said, you don't need to hyper-analyze every fucking joke in a fucking television show. And, Family Guy, of all fucking shows, you're gonna pick that one to hyper-analyze? Family Guy? That shit? Like, the humor in Family Guy is so fucking high that you need to make a fucking YouTube video where you fucking, oh, this is about millennials, like, shut the fuck up.
The controversy surrounding the character of Apu on The Simpsons. It seems nowadays that the views of a small minority of leftists filled with moral outrage carry more weight than the majority of audience members who are happily enjoying the show. It only takes a few joyless, whiny, self-entitled harpies to ruin the fun for everyone else.
And now I'm told she identifies as a man, so I'm being fired. Hello, I'm your new announcer, and actually he was just about done. Thank you, and good day.
There have been many recent examples of public figures who've lost their jobs because of some angry feminist mob.
Yep. Oh, and then right here, I'm not even gonna fucking play what the fuck he's saying, cause fuck this dude. But he's like, and then fucking whenever like this whole anti-police culture that's going on, like, you know, like, defund the police and shit, they think it's popular, so they fucking pull an ad where there's, protests going on, and fucking this chick, Kylie Jenner, or Kendall Jenner, I'm sorry, I'm fucking retarded, but anyways, Kendall Jenner fucking gives a cop a Pepsi and everything's okay, and then that ad got a lot of dislikes, because the cancel, or the fucking police, like, anti-police culture is actually not popular, and that is why that ad had so much controversy. No, the ad had so much fucking controversy because that would never fucking happen ever, because cops are dicks. If she went up to fucking hand a cop a Pepsi, they would fucking shoot her. They would fucking shoot her. It's not because fucking people love cops or something. That's not why that ad had controversy. You're an idiot if you think that's why that fucking stupid Super Bowl ad had controversy. It's because cops don't fucking act like that. That would never fucking happen in a protest. That's why people were like, what the fuck is this stupid fucking ad? You dumb motherfucker, you.
And that's why when a company or brand produces a TV commercial, for example, with this trigger warnings and microaggressions are part of it. Fucking on an eggshell.
Now you're fired, bruh.
Given what we're seeing, fucking on an eggshell that will send them into an apoplectic seizure.
I feel traumatized, bruh. And now I'm tweeting about you, bruh. And now you're trending, bruh. And now your life is ruined, bruh. And now you're fired, bruh.
Given what we're seeing on college campuses right now, this isn't that far away from being an accurate portrayal.
Yep. That's, I mean, it's not really an accurate portrayal. It's exaggerated and it's a joke. But yeah, you're right. You're right. That shit happens.
Smartphone users are always looking down because their heads are buried in their phones. It's a sad state of affairs.
And now you can see how people are addicted to their phones. Like, okay, you don't need to fucking hyperanalyze every joke in Family Guy. We get it. We can watch the episode. Like, whatever happened to watching a show for yourself? Like, with all these reviews and shit on YouTube, that being said, I might release my own fucking reviews. But, that being said, what happened to ever, like, watching, because so many of my friends will watch, like, reviews of, like, a movie or something, or, like, they'll watch something like this about a fucking Family Guy episode, and then they'll think they know everything about the fucking episode or something. They'll try talking to you about it, but they didn't actually watch the content in hand. They watched a fucking, like, this type of garbage content, and then they think they know everything about it. Like, whatever happened to sitting down, watching a TV show or a movie, analyzing it yourself, and drawing your own conclusions? Whatever happened to that? We don't need you, Dave Cullen. Go fuck yourself. Quit producing garbage anti-SJW content like this, because it's clickbaity, it's nonsensical, you're just hyper-analyzing every joke, and I can't sit through a whole video of yours. Not even for my fucking podcast. I can't even, not even for, I consider this like work, silly enough, even though I don't even make much money from it. But, yeah. I can't even sit through your 9-minute video, and I had to fast forward through a bunch of it because you're a boring ass motherfucker. Quit producing content like this. Produce your own fucking shit. I mean, I guess you can make criticisms and shit, but this isn't even a criticism video. This is like, let me agree with everything this episode of Family Guy has. Why don't you make a tweet and be like, yo, watch this episode of Family Guy. I think they made some interesting points in it. I don't know. Go fuck yourself, Dave Cullen. And that's the end of the Bull Session podcast. #14. See you guys later.